Hey there, guys, it's John Botel again, and I've got an absolute treat for you today. I really do. I'm here with Craig Crawford, who's got a brand new product launching. And you know, I haven't actually been promoting anything for about the last 3 weeks because honestly, there's been nothing I wanted to show you guys because it's all been stuff that I've either shown you before that wasn't as good or nothing I wanted to put my name behind. But this today is something quite special, which is why I wanted to jump on, do an interview, and do the full 9 yards with it because it's something a little bit different, a little bit out of the ordinary, and I can see massive applications for it. It's called AIWIS. Craig's been working on this for how long, Craig? How long have you been working on this thing now?
15 to 16 months, including the idea and proof of concept, to making sure that we can do it and things like that.
Right, so you know that this is a serious piece of kit. This isn't a quick 2-minute plugin that's been created. This is something that he's been working on for nearly, going on 2 years. It's a major thing. So Craig, AIWIS in a nutshell, what is it, and why should the audience be interested in using it?
Yeah, definitely. Well, when you say what is it, it's called AIWIS because it stands for it's got 5 different words in it. It's Artificial Intelligence Website Interactive System. So that's where AIWIS came from, because I couldn't really think of a name. I thought of names like Cookie Monster because it involves cookies and things like that, but nothing really took a shine to me. So I was writing down ideas, and then AIWIS just came to me. So we went with AIWIS, and it's kind of catchy. And the more we spoke about it, even my girlfriend, the more she said AIWIS, the more she kind of began to fall in love with the name. So it kind of suits it really well, especially how it just kind of fell into it just by putting a few letters together and figuring it out. But basically, why it's so good for people is because it can kind of create bespoke marketing messages that kind of basically how it works is, it gets people's IP, so it gets their location and their time from their IP, which is quite cool. Meaning that you may have seen it in text where it says, hey, if you're from, and then it will say your city or wherever, just to kind of give you a bit more of a wow factor. Well, this does it in text and voice. And it's not just in banners. It's basically in a kind of little interface. It was if you ever heard of Domino's Pizza, the delivery, there's an app that's a little round face, and it was kind of modeled on that. I spoke to the owner of the actual app, the guy who created it for Domino's. So I had a chat with him as well, influence on the interface as well to make it as engaging as possible. And if Domino's use something like this, then you know it's going to work really well. So basically, it can create custom bespoke messages that convey any kind of marketing messages you like. You can have a countdown timer on an opt-in form, on a button. You can customize your opt-in forms and your buttons. It goes on any single website. It speaks in 25 different languages to convey your messages. So if you're from Spain and obviously you're not confident on sending anyone a personal message themselves, then AIWIS can do it. Literally, there's so many things that you can do with this. It's really cool and exciting for myself because, like I was just saying to you, John, this is kind of my baby now. This is going to be my flagship product. Sorry, my phone's started to ring. That's all right. At the best of time.
Always the same.
But yeah.
Yeah, the thing that really struck me about it was it's kind of a bit like one of those greeters that come on the screen, but it interacts with you in what I think is a much better way. I actually don't like those greeters. I think they're okay if it's just a proper recording. I don't like the animated ones. I think they actually detract from the websites. But this, I think, really works because it isn't a person coming on the screen. It is almost part of the website, but in a way it interacts with you. So it's kind of like the halfway house. So it's as you arrive on that website, it's greeting you by name. It's then offering you options of what you'd like to do based on your past history as well, right?
Yeah, so you can customize it to however you want. It's just literally you can set up the messages so it basically works 24 hours a day rather than you having to welcome people personally onto your website or create videos or anything like that. You can do it yourself. You can do it in AIWIS, and AIWIS does it for you 24/7 on autopilot. And like you say, it's how you can customize it so it can actually say people's names and it can actually tell them where they're from. So I'll give you an example. Say I had a dog training ebook that I was giving away. So they opt in to get this free report. So they've given me their name and email address. AIWIS captures that and then say I sent them back from a link within there to join the membership or anything like that. As soon as they come back onto the site, AIWIS had a lovely day in where are you at the moment, John?
I'm in Acton, Maine.
In Maine?
Yeah.
Did you say? So it could say, hey, John from Maine, I hope you're having a wonderful day. The time is currently, well, I'll say my time, 2:30. You have 20 minutes to get absolute whatever you want to offer. It could be the membership, it could be an upgrade, it could be an ebook, it could be audio, it could be anything that you're offering basically. Incredible. And then you can offer a coupon code that's going to expire within those 20 minutes that you give. And you've just currently told them their name. They didn't even know. There's a bit of a wow factor because it's more personal to them. You've also said, they know that's mention, it engages them more. And then obviously you can actually sell based on the information that they're giving to you. And you know where they've been because they've come from a certain, wherever you wanted to send them from. So the message that you're sending is tailored to exactly where they've came from or what you want to show them in the future. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's an incredible, powerful thing. In order to have that, I mean, we all know that countdown timers work. They increase conversions, but this is like, I mean, that tiny feature of it is like countdown timers on steroids. It's welcoming them by name and saying, look, you've only got this time. It really is like having somebody being there face to face, which we all know is what we're really trying to recreate when we're online, right?
Yeah, exactly. You want more of a personal experience for people. And if you can tailor your messages to be more personal and to be a bit more bespoke for them, and obviously it's going to be a winner every single time. And it doesn't just have to work for opt-ins. It can be, like I say, it can be for sales. It could be for you name it. As long as you want to get a message across, it's so simple to do as well. I think I could probably create and set up a site within 5 minutes to do it. Obviously, you have to create your pages. But it's so easy. When I show you in a minute, you'll just see how easy it is because it's phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, I was fortunate enough to be able to have a look at it early on, and it really is engaging. The interface you've got on it, it's fabulous. It really is. You've done a fabulous job on it. So, you know, it's difficult to kind of do this without looking at it. So why don't we have a look if you can share screen with me?
Definitely. Let me just share screens. Start. Tell me if you can see my screen, sorry.
Yeah, I can see that now. It's perfect.
Right, I'll move you over. So basically, inside the AIWIS interface, I just refreshed because I did delete my cookies just so you could see everything. Yeah, so this is just basically the login. You log in. Everything's really, really clean and simple because over the past 3.5 years, I've launched near enough 65 products in the past 3 years, which is a hell of a lot of products. So that gives me a lot of information and insight on what people want. And the one thing I always learned was that people always kind of get bombarded by, say I logged into it, well, even myself, say I logged into AIWIS and there were so many things that you had to do. And all you need is something clear and simple. And simplicity is the best when it comes down to software.
I couldn't agree more.
Otherwise, you're just going to get swamped and it gets a bit more confusing. So we made it as simple as possible, and it really, really is simple. So you can create your projects here. I created one for you guys already just to show you exactly how it works and how easy it works. You basically log in, like I say, there's a little menu so you can make it bigger or smaller. New project on the right. When it's blank, in the middle it will say start project, but that disappears obviously when you begin creating your projects.
Of course, yeah. Then
you go to new. I've added this one, so I'll just edit this one so it's like a new one. So to begin with, you have to introduce your site. That's like the mothership of everything really, and it basically tracks everything from there, and then your pages are kind of like spiders' legs that come off it.
Sure.
So the name was AIWIS Demo. Then we have the URL, which is aiwis.net. That's like the main one. And then I just put, this is a test. Let's make some magic happen. Then you hit update and then go to next. And as you can see along here, it shows you exactly where you're going as well in a kind of step-by-step kind of timeline.
Yeah, it's nice.
So I added two different test URLs. One was test 1 and test 2. And the links are just aiwis.net/test and /test 2. So I'll select this one just to give you a preview of what it is. Just the name, you enter the name just so you can track and remember which one it is that you're setting up, and the URL. Go to next. So you can have it on as an exit pop-up as well. I haven't chosen them just because I don't really use exit pop-ups, probably not as much as I should, but it's not always good to have the option there. So the first audio message, you just literally type it in. You get 1,400 characters, so you get quite a long message to be able to send. And it says, "Hi there, please enter your name and email to show just how kick-ass AIWIS can be. We're going to show you a demonstration for you to see how amazing it works." Then on the return after that, because you literally, it stores it by cookies, you see, so it knows how many times you've been to the site. So if you've been to the site 14 times, on the 14th time you can send a different message.
That's incredible.
And the more we're going through this, like I was saying, we're adding more shortcodes. I don't know if you can see on the site here, it says more shortcodes coming soon.
Yep.
So that's because we obviously can have more shortcodes, but the more we're going to be learning from people, and as a collective, then we can grow them as well.
So it really is, it's really like an autoresponder active on your website, in so much as if they return a 13th, 14th time, you can tailor a different message to them and really start probing different marketing approaches. Because, we know we have to have those 8 touch points before we make a sale on average. Mm-hmm. And this gives us ways to then try different angles to people that are going to respond in different ways.
Definitely, and especially for bloggers is quite good as well, because if they've seen the first 4 blog posts, then we know that they've come back a 5th time. So AIWIS can pop up and say, "Hey, have you seen my latest post on whatever you're blogging about?" Obviously, so dependent on when they come back, you can share exactly the marketing message that you want to convey, which is personalized to them. I don't personally. This is why as soon as I had the idea, I knew that it was a good idea. I just wanted to know if it was possible. So I spoke to some guys and I partnered up with a coder. Now, the coders worked tirelessly on this, and there's not just one coder. Currently, there's 5 people making sure this works 110%, and they're also working right now on adding extra things in. So even after people buy AIWIS, at what they're getting just now, there's going to be even more features, and then there's going to be more features into the future. The more, obviously, we have to pay for things. So it's text to speech. So you write in your message and it converts it from text into speech. So we have to pay for that. We're fronting the cost on that. But in this, we have an upsell. Just to be transparent with you guys, we have an upsell and a one-time offer. That means that everything that grows with AIWIS in the future, you guys get access to that as well. So it's quite affordable as well, but it allows us to be able to continue paying to have everything that we're already kind of fronting the cost on anyway. Cool. Just to be transparent with you guys.
That's great to know, because I was going to talk about the pricing after and whether people would be grandfathered in, but that kind of explains it. But we'll talk about that in a minute. But I mean, something just occurred to me on this, and maybe, the guys listening, could be a great angle for actually using this. You were talking about, the different messages you can give when people return time and time again. Isn't that a great idea for building loyalty to your brand and getting people coming back to your site? That, if somebody's visiting a 5th time, AIWIS pops up and says, "Thank you so much. We love the fact that you like us. Here's a coupon to spend here."
Yeah, exactly.
So cool.
And the way that it engages people as well. Because obviously, 9 times out of 10, people just have normal pop-ups. And yes, you do hear the voice, but I always had that idea in my mind, is how cool would it be if you could learn people's names and then kind of tailor marketing messages to people personally. So when they came, there's that wow factor. Like my friend Dean, Dean as well. His fiance has a marketing, a makeup marketing kind of membership, and she does a free plus shipping offer. But what I really like with what she does is, obviously we're marketers, we know how things work better, but then there's people out there who have no idea about marketing. So if you think about it with a fresh mind, when Robin, Dean's fiance, sends out an email, she actually has customers replying saying, "Hi Robin, they think it's a personal email." So that was the cool thing that kind of, it was like a light bulb moment. I was thinking, well, it's true. I'm thinking as a marketer's mind. I'm thinking, I know what people want and what people need. But when there's someone, imagine if you'd never known about anything to do with the internet, you were just browsing online, and you came across a website and it could speak to you by name, tell you where you were from and the time, show you obviously coupon codes to sell you things that you wanted, know that you came from a certain site and things. It just blows people's minds, and it gets their attention, and engages with them. And that's what kind of the light bulb moment for me was. I was thinking as a marketer, and I thought it was amazing. But imagine if you came without knowing anything about any kind of marketing. If you actually think about it, how amazing it would be to come across a website that could call you by name vocally and give you messages tailored to you.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Well, we've been teasing people a little bit because if we can carry on going through, because I want people to actually be able to see this thing talking to them.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. So I basically ran through and I put some messages in just so obviously it could show people. I chose, and I'm going to have to move the Skype thing over. Excuse me. I set everything up. Basically, if you want, you can have it as a pop-up, or you can have it as your opt-in form within your web page. So it can be kind of a dim background, so it kind of showcases your opt-in form in AIWIS. Mm-hmm. Or you can have it where AIWIS pops up with the message, and you can have it embedded into your website. Okay. So I chose an inline form, which basically keeps it in your website wherever you decide to put it. You can hide the form. I made one of these already, the opt-in form. It was just basically, I put this as a test Craig Crawford made. You can have any text you desire in here. I had the logo, AIWIS logo, the opt-in form. I set the countdown to tomorrow at some time, and then I updated it. These are all different. And the good thing is every time, these are each message. Look, so hey, I hope you're having a lovely day. That was the first return. Then the second return, there's another form. It doesn't have to be a form. It could be a button. It could be a different web form. It could be anything you like that AIWIS allows. This was just to show you as quickly as possible. Sure. But so you can have different things. It doesn't have to be this exact same one. And you can kind of customize each one to your own liking as well. So then I set next. And the cool thing is now you're going to begin to learn and realize just what AIWIS is if you haven't seen it before. So with AIWIS, this is AIWIS down here. This is just kind of shows you exactly what it is. So we have the different times. I'm just going to show you. So we have all of these different ones. I'm going to go for first visit. So you can have it bottom right, top left. If you can see on the screen, you can see AIWIS moving. So on the website, wherever you want to have it, obviously it's placed there. You can have male or female, so that's blue and pink. You can have different languages as well. So I'm just going to scroll down. Let's go with Justin. So I'm going to put, hey, John, you're having a wonderful day here with myself and Craig, just for example. So now people can see exactly where it's placed, but then they can also choose their language. And I did kind of scoop through that too quickly. It was kind of an oversight on my part because you haven't seen it yet. But you can speak in Japanese, Turkish, Swedish, Russian, Romanian, Portuguese, Brazilian, all these things, Polish, Dutch, Norwegian, Italian, Icelandic, French Canadian. So all these languages you can choose yourself and obviously convey your marketing message. The second biggest or the biggest language in the world is Spanish, if I believe. So if you want to have a Spanish website, we can hit different markets as well. So this is, once you've chose your exact kind of character, this is a Justin. I think this one is a boy, male. But yeah, you get the message. It just gives you an example of how it works. Yep. The menu is customizable, so it can be like it says here. So you could say it was welcome before. It will show you welcome. You can change it to, I don't know. So you can change it to however you want.
Okay. So, yeah. Awesome.
So is this. Just run you through it. So then I went to next. You configure your autoresponder, which is down here in the settings. I went with Aweber. And you go to next. You get this code. It spits a code out. And you literally go into your web page, wherever whichever page you're on. I did test and test 2, if you remember. Put your code in. And away you go. As long as it accepts code, AIWIS can be on that website, which is quite cool as well. So I'm going to show you now just how AIWIS works. Excuse the internet connection. Did you hear that? Okay.
It's not actually coming through on our side, unfortunately.
Oh, isn't it?
No, I don't.
Okay. But basically, I'll try and get this as loud as I can, or maybe if I try and fold the microphone wherever it is over and replay it. Oh, replays this one.
Oh, that's such a shame. The microphone isn't picking it up for some reason.
Oh, that's it. That is a shame. But basically, I guess I'll show you a demo anyway of how it works, and then you can watch it afterwards. But basically, it speaks in the language of Justin that I just chose. And obviously, as you can see in the menu, I've changed things. If I close it, if I remember, you can close the message. You can show, obviously, the message again. If there's an offer button here. Obviously, like I say, I've changed it just to show you that the menu is customizable. When it comes through to, in fact, shall I show? I could play it on my. Maybe I can't play it on my phone. But anyway, yeah, I'll show you in the demo. But basically, if I enter my name and email address, so I'll go for Craig at Craig Crawford. And then, like I say, I had the countdown timer. I had my logo. You can have a video in there if you like. Hit gain instant access, and it takes you through to the next page, the redirect, the other side I set up.
Okay. I know AIWIS is talking now, but it's just not coming through. What I'll do is, I'm guessing you'll have AIWIS on the sales page, right? Of the.
Yeah. I'm not one of those people. Lots of people like VideoPal, for example. I never seen VideoPal showcasing itself properly. Yeah, it did walk onto the screen and things, but it wasn't at the top of the screen. It was like just little walk-on things. So with this, yeah, it's definitely AIWIS is going to be welcoming you onto the website, because otherwise, what's the point in having a product that I don't even use myself?
Exactly, 100% agree with you. Now, so guys, unfortunately, that's one of the things with Skype. I mean, we've got all the things here work in multiple ways. We've both got crappy internet connections as well today, and we just can't pick up AIWIS's sound, but. He or she, whatever the setting is you've set, is actually talking to you by name as we're here. So you'll see that on the sales page when you go there. And I encourage you, even if you're just minorly interested in this stuff, just go and take a look, because it's going to blow your mind. It really is. It's terrific stuff. And as Craig said, it's not just about autoresponders either. It's not, you could put this, you don't have to have an opt-in box. It could be a buy button. It could be anything, right? Yeah.
It's not, it's to capture someone's name, you have to have them opting in. Well, it doesn't even have to be opting in. They just have to provide their name, obviously, if you want to speak to them by name, unless one of the bonuses that we have is, and we're integrating it now, if people come from Facebook, then it will pick up their names from Facebook. So without them even being to your website before, is making the transition of their name over onto your website. And we're also doing it with autoresponders in the future, which we're adding in as well, which will be another bonus. So basically what that does is, say you email out to your list, within autoresponders, there's it's like short code that says first name, last name, and things like that. We're going to have it so, say what you mail out from AWeber, for example, they click the link, the information gets passed through, and they can come from, obviously, your emails onto the website, and it will call them by name from there.
So cool. So that's going to be a bonus. That's from your email. Facebook, that's going to be a bonus. Can you imagine that, guys? You're in Facebook groups. Or you're doing Facebook advertising, or from your fan page, and you're driving people to your website, and it's automatically calling them by name. So, Craig, what's the funnel look like? What's the front end pricing? And what's going to cost them?
Yeah, there's two prices on the front end. There's $37 and $47. The $37 is 5 sites, and the $47 is unlimited sites.
That's incredible.
Because basically, like I say, we front the cost on the conversion of text to speech. We use an API which does that for us. We're using the best text to speech technology out there. So obviously it costs us money. I can't remember how much it costs, but every set amount of characters that the API reads out, my phone's going off again. Every time it reads a certain amount of characters out, then we get charged for it. So obviously, if it's going to be on more websites, then we're going to have to charge more, obviously, so we front the cost.
Sure. And the O2Os, just go through those again.
Yeah, the OTO is basically, it's a communal database. So what we're doing, and I think this is a really, really cool feature. Say you've got AIWIS, John, and I've got AIWIS, and 200 others just now have got AIWIS. If we're learning information from other people, then eventually, say I've just got AIWIS and I've never had anyone's name from anywhere. Say I've got the same customer as you, or someone's been to your site, John. They come over to mine. I can kind of welcome them by name without even having to ask for their name. So
wow.
The information as a community, as a communal thing to help push AIWIS forwards, we're going to get information from each other and pass it on. But obviously, the one thing that we have to do, just so it's like Can Spam Act and things like that, we have to have a disclaimer page on the page to say that we're not sharing cookies, it's the system sharing cookies. So it's a bit different. It's not like you have access to the information, we do. Yep. We're just allowing AIWIS to utilize it. And it's not personal information, it's just name, location and things like that, which they already have. So it's just as we grow within the boundaries that we're afforded without breaking the law or anything, it just means that the more information we gather, the bigger AIWIS can grow, and the more people can dip into the kind of the communal database and grow. And if there's any other things that we're adding in, and there are some really, really cool things that we're adding in into the future. So part of the OTO will be desktop notifications, but it will be AIWIS doing the desktop notifications to customers. And I don't know if you've seen, I did a video, John, and inside AIWIS, there was me speaking. So I'd speak, then AIWIS would speak. There's also that going in. So it's also going to become kind of almost a projector for whoever owns it, so they can speak within the middle of their video. What else was we got? There's so many things. I've got so many great ideas into the future that it's just kind of, it allows us to afford to keep coding and keep integrating things, and obviously front the cost to help basically take the cost and share it, rather than obviously if I paid for everything, then resources would be highly limited. So
exactly. And that what I like about it is the fact that you know this isn't it's not a smash and grab. You're not just saying this is it and we're going to get money. And that, what inevitably happens with those softwares is that 3 months down the line they're not being supported and they get buggy and people just stop using them. But this is a long-term play for you. It's this is something you want to build into the future. So we've got 0201. And you talked about, I think, the Facebook thing and the autoresponder thing, right?
Yeah. So they're the bonuses that are going in on the front end that we've been working on. So that's not upsells. That's what you guys are going to get on the front end. Because the way that I want it, I want as many people using this as possible, and as many people kind of obtaining information, because as we grow AIWIS, and this is the good thing about the OTO1, is the more information we obtain, then the more we can tailor AIWIS to kind of make those bespoke messages even more intense or even more broader to people. Because we want, basically, I want AIWIS to grow. Like AIWIS is like my child now, because I've seen it evolve over time, and it excites me to know just how cool everything is becoming online. Google are going artificial intelligence. Adobe are doing some crazy stuff. Mark Zuckerberg, he has artificial intelligence in his home, if you ever seen anything like that when it kind of went big. So everyone's doing this kind of thing, but no one's really, it's the big guys who are working on AI stuff, not the little guys.
Well, I guess it's expensive, so they have the deep pockets, but this is so reasonable in it. And guys, if you're thinking 37 or 47, it's a no-brainer, right? Because you're going to use 5 sites just immediately. Just think about it this way. If you wanted to run multiple different languages and market to multiple different people, you're going to want to have at least 5 sites. That's the thing. Just go with the 47. If you're going to get in, go with the 47. It's $10. It's going to be worth your while.
Yeah, and the other thing is bear in mind that when, like I say, we pay for your messages to be converted from text to voice. So you guys, it's a one-time thing with you guys, the front end, the offer that we're giving you of AIWIS. So we're actually paying for a long-term service for you guys to get it for as long as you want as well. And the reason why is because I want AIWIS to grow. I want as many users as possible to not only help grow it, to get feedback, ultimately you guys know what we want as well, and what I need. I know what you want, but you can help me carry that even further. So this is kind of the reason why I'm going lower. I genuinely believe I could sell this for $97 a month without a problem. But the reason why I'm not doing that is because I want the initial influx of people to give me the feedback, to make sure that everything's 100% working as well as it can, to build up the databases that we want to build so everyone can have that communal integration with it. So that's the reason why.
So, yeah, that's it's good stuff to hear, Craig, that you've got a long-term plan for it. So how long's the launch, and when does it end, and what happens after launch? Is it? I mean, obviously, it's going to be moving in price. You can't keep it at $47 forever.
No, it's going up to $127 a month. That's after 5 days from June the 14th at 9 a.m. Eastern. Basically, I forgot, there's an OTO too. That's basically, we're going to be giving 4 weeks of live training on webinars of how to use it, how to integrate it with things, how to get the most out of your marketing. Because obviously, some people may have good ideas with it, but then we've been working on this for quite some time. So I know exactly the way that I'm going to be pushing this to all you guys as much as possible, so you get the most out of your business. Because obviously, the more, like I say, you guys use it and you guys benefit from it, the more feedback I get, the more reviews, the more testimonials, and it helps me settle AIWIS into the future myself. So this is kind of allow me to help you, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely, yeah. And is that the end of the funnel, or is it a third O2O at the end?
No, there's not a third one.
All right,
it's just the 2 OTOs. There will be in the future, because, like I say, there's going to be a 2.0, a 3.0, a 5.0, a 210.0, as far as we can.
Well, that's it. You're constantly evolving it.
Pardon?
You're constantly evolving. Yeah, so you're constantly evolving the platform. So that's what people should know and be grateful for, that they can get in at the front end at this very low price. I mean, are they going to be grandfathered in then to the upgrades that come through, or is it a case they'll have to upgrade as it goes?
So as soon as you guys take the OTO 1, you'll be grandfathered in. There's nothing that you need to do. On the OTO 2, you'll automatically be registered into a webinar, because JVZoo allow that, don't they? You can automatically register people into webinars. So there's nothing that you really need to do to be able to get access. Can't get my words out, to get access to it. It's just literally everything's kind of done for you. As far as AIWIS goes, we've got a database that's growing, like an FAQ knowledge base. Anything that you need help with, we've got 5 coders who are going to be setting up live support, so you get live support as well. Everything that we can do to push you guys using this, and obviously helping us grow ourselves, because like I say, you're helping us grow. So if we help you, it's a win-win for both of us.
Awesome. Well, that's a really good point. So guys, breaking it down to a nutshell, it's really cool artificial intelligence for your website. Build an engagement with your audience. It goes live on the 14th, right, Craig?
Yeah, 14th at 9 a.m. Eastern.
Okay, you've got 5 days from the 14th, 5 days in order to jump in at this at the front end at 47. Okay, and I encourage you, forget about the 37. Yeah, just go for the 47. Jump right in there and think very carefully about that O2O, because you can hear where Craig's going with this. If you want this to be something that you're moving with the technology, that you're not going to have to constantly upgrade, just buy the O2O for that, because it's at the very least that's going to keep you grandfathered in for the long term. So, and then the O2O2, that's another great example. If you're not quite sure of how the best way you can implement this, that's a great way to be able to do that by jumping into those live webinar classes. Thank you so much, Craig, for sharing it with us today. I've got to run, but I hope you absolutely go crazy with it, because it deserves it. It's a great product, and I couldn't be happier to be promoting something like of this quality.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right, mate. Well, it's great to talk to you, and we'll speak soon, yeah?
You too, mate. Take care.
All right, see you later. Bye-bye.